he was fouling Caitlin Clark the whole game, and he's going into Caitlin Clark coming back to Rhyne Howard. I'm not scared of
The WNBA has once again revealed its true nature by fining Caitlin Clark for simply standing up for herself during a tense exchange with Atlanta Dream's Rhyne Howard. In a league that purports to support strong, empowered women, this punishment suggests that such strength is only acceptable under certain conditions that seem to shift depending on the player involved. This incident highlights the league's inconsistent disciplinary approach and its troubling tendency to penalize moments that make basketball exciting, while turning a blind eye to deeper issues within women's basketball. Such double standards undermine the league's credibility and its commitment to empowering its players.
There'll be the big talked about moment, Rhyne Howard, Caitlin Clark, jawing back and forth. But there's another example, right? Clark in that moment saying, I'm not scared of you. I'm not afraid. Then giving her a sarcastic.
The tension escalated during the Indiana Fever's revenge game against the Atlanta Dream, as emotions ran raw on the court. Having suffered a tough loss to Atlanta just 2 days prior, the Fever aimed to even the series in Thursday night's showdown at State Farm Arena, with 17,014 passionate fans filling the stands. Many eager to see Caitlin Clark in action, the atmosphere was electric. The stakes were high and the energy palpable as both teams fought fiercely for dominance. This matchup was more than just a game. It was a chance for redemption and a night destined for drama, excitement, and unforgettable moments.
The world, what was that about, man? She was saying, don't do that again. But I'm trying to figure out why she gets so mad. I guess because of the push right there. Kind of like a get off me a little bit. But she's holding it right there. Look at the hand checking, right? We got the hand checking going on the hip. Putting it on the chest. How you hand checking? You can't hand check. This isn't the 80s. What are we doing? Hold on, man. She's hand checking right here. Then Caitlin trying to get by, right? But her hand's still there. Her hand's still there. She up here hand checking. Yeah, get up off me, man.
What unfolded was a compelling display of competitive basketball and a revealing snapshot of WNBA dynamics. During Indiana's 81-76 win, Caitlin Clark faced a tense confrontation with Atlanta's Rhyne Howard, a moment that would shape the league's response to fierce competition. The clash between the two top athletes was intense, passionate, and emblematic of the fierce spirit that fuels exciting basketball. Their fiery exchange showcased the raw emotion and competitiveness that make the sport captivating, highlighting both the players' dedication and the league's ongoing struggle to balance intense competition with appropriate conduct.
I just don't know what it is about giving Caitlin Clark foul calls that has the referee so averse, but calling more on her. And basketball is so mental. Like when you get into someone's head, it can really mess the rest of their game up. It can mess the momentum up.
Howard, aiming to assert her dominance and perhaps unsettle the league's top star, initiated contact that exceeded normal basketball rivalry boundaries. Rather than retreat or seek referee intervention, Clark held her ground with the unwavering resolve that characterizes her career. In a moment that exemplified fierce competition, Clark met Howard's gaze directly and delivered a powerful message. "I'm not scared of you." This exchange highlighted Clark's fearless attitude and competitive spirit, turning a heated confrontation into a testament to her resilience. It was a defining moment that underscored her unwavering confidence and the intensity of the rivalry.
And in case you're wondering what Caitlin Clark said just there was, "I'm not scared of you." She's going to have to wear a hard hat this season. I mean, seriously. The league is going to try to take her out in every game.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. The crowd erupted in applause at this display of fierce competitive spirit, witnessing exactly the kind of intensity that turns professional sports into must-watch entertainment. Here was basketball at its most authentic. Two elite athletes pushing each other to the limit, neither willing to concede an inch. However, in the current landscape of the WNBA, standing up for oneself seems to come with a cost. What happened afterward perfectly exemplifies the league's flawed approach to discipline and player management. Instead of applauding Clark's competitive fire or recognizing the incident as a natural part of high-stakes basketball, the league chose to penalize her financially for her response to Howard's aggression. The fines are relatively small, $30.00. Might seem trivial, but the message it sends is anything but. It raises serious questions about what the WNBA truly values in its players. The league often markets itself as a champion of strong, independent women who refuse to be intimidated or pushed aside. Their campaigns celebrate female empowerment, competitive excellence, and mental toughness, traits embodied by Clark. Yet when she exemplifies these qualities in real time, her reaction is met with a fine and an implicit critique. This inconsistency underscores the league's conflicting stance on what it expects from its stars and how it perceives passionate, assertive play.
I did really enjoy seeing the return of Trash Talk Caitlin Clark, because sometimes people forget, like, it's a fun little extra add-on of her game. She and Rhyne Howard got into it a bit early, where Rhyne Howard was like, "You're in Atlanta," and Caitlin was like, "I'm not."
The timing of this punishment is particularly telling. Throughout the season, Clark has faced increasingly aggressive play from opponents who seem more interested in challenging her resolve than actually playing basketball. From Angel Reese's ongoing social media campaigns to the hard fouls and confrontations that have become regular parts of Clark's experience on the court, she has consistently responded with professionalism and composure. Yet the moment she finally asserts herself verbally, choosing words over retaliation, the league deems this crossing some invisible line. This selective application of discipline sets a troubling precedent for how the WNBA manages competitive intensity. It appears the league is comfortable allowing months of social media battles, passive-aggressive remarks, and manufactured controversies to simmer without repercussions. Players can spend entire seasons throwing subtle jabs, posting cryptic messages, and engaging in behavior aimed at undermining rivals. But a straightforward, honest statement made in the heat of competition? That's apparently worthy of immediate financial penalty, highlighting a double standard in league enforcement.
Now fans are petitioning for the All-Star Game to not be held in Indiana because it's clearly not safe. There's a petition for Dave Portnoy to never be able to attend WNBA games. There is a petition for Caitlin Clark to be arrested. I'm not joking when I say this. Arrested. This is something that has also gone viral on social media. And I'm only bringing this up because the WNBA pays attention to what's going on social media. So if they're paying attention to it, I'm following what the league is saying. Like what the precedents that the league is setting, I'm following that because I'm covering the league. If they're going to pay attention to viral things on social media, I guess we have to.
The most troubling aspect of this entire situation isn't merely the fine itself. It's what the fine signifies within the larger framework of WNBA discipline and management. The league has demonstrated a troubling pattern of inconsistent enforcement, where actions seem to be judged more by the players involved than by the actual seriousness of the incident. This creates a two-tiered justice system that undermines the league's credibility and fosters confusion about what behavior is truly acceptable. For example, consider how the league has responded to Clark's direct, honest confrontation with Howard compared to its handling of other ongoing controversies. Angel Reese has spent months engaged in what can only be described as a sustained campaign against Clark, utilizing social media to rehash basketball plays and maintain artificial drama. Yet this behavior has largely gone unchecked, with no fines, warnings, or visible concern from league officials about its potential impact on the sport's image. The message is clear. Passive-aggressive social media warfare and manufactured controversies are tolerated, but direct communication and honest reactions on the court are punished. This skewed approach to discipline prioritizes superficial harmony over genuine competitive spirit. It encourages players to air grievances through social media rather than settling them through on-court competition, creating an environment where authentic rivalry is stifled and professionalism is compromised.
I'm not scared of you. With that, and that's competing. That's good basketball. That's fine. Howard wanted the challenge. I loved it. I love that. You just can't let, people play Clark like they're bumping her at the line of scrimmage and not call a foul. You got to call those fouls. Get them in foul trouble. But that's why Stephanie White wants to get her off the ball some too. I've seen a lot of fans complain about that. That's one of the reasons, to free her up from that. Also to, just get things moving in general. And then she can command the offense down the stretch in crunch time.
This double standard becomes even more troubling when we consider its broader impact on young fans watching the league. What lessons are we teaching aspiring basketball players when we penalize someone for standing up for themselves, while ignoring months of social media drama? Essentially, we're communicating that direct confrontation and honest communication are more dangerous than behind-the-scenes manipulation or passive-aggressive campaigns designed to damage reputations. This incident exemplifies a troubling pattern in how the WNBA has handled Clark throughout the season. The league appears torn between wanting to protect their biggest star and wanting to appear impartial in their disciplinary decisions. As a result, Clark is often punished for qualities such as assertiveness, resilience, and self-advocacy that have contributed to her success on the court. When she endures hard fouls that cross the line into personal targeting, the league's response tends to focus on player safety and questions about whether the environment is suitable for competition. Yet, when Clark finally responds verbally, using words instead of retaliation, she faces fines and criticism. This creates an impossible standard, where she is expected to absorb physical and mental pressure without ever defending herself in kind. Such a double standard discourages authentic rivalry and honest expression, fostering an environment that favors superficial harmony over fair play and genuine accountability.
And you know what? Caitlin Clark's not backing away. I'm not considered that backing away. She's trying to be physical. And then at halftime, the funniest interaction I've seen came at halftime. This is one of my favorite reactions. Obviously, video from Greggy518. So, Rhyne Howard says something towards somebody. Probably towards the bench or something. Says something. And then points at Caitlin and says something. Caitlin's response, thumbs up. Oh, like, this is what you want. And by the way, these are the time. This is hilarious. Caitlin she's trying to trash talk and Caitlin puts a thumb.
The league's handling of the Howard incident also exposes a fundamental misunderstanding of what truly fuels fan engagement and ensures long-term success. The 17,044 fans who packed State Farm Arena weren't there to watch sanitized, emotionless basketball. They came to witness elite athletes competing with passion, intensity, and even occasional confrontations, elements that have always defined the excitement of professional sports. By finding Clark for exhibiting the very competitive fire that fans crave, the league is essentially penalizing the qualities that make the game compelling and marketable. This misguided approach to discipline risks turning WNBA games into sterile exhibitions, where players are hesitant to show genuine emotion or engage in the spirited exchanges that have historically characterized basketball. The fine against Clark isn't just a penalty for her, it's a message to every player in the league about what behavior is acceptable. When the league's marquee star gets punished for standing up for herself, it sends a chilling signal to others to suppress their natural competitive instincts. This shift could undermine the very spirit of competition that draws fans and sustains the league's growth.
Look at it. In my opinion, this is Caitlin Clark's true rivalry, right? This is one of them. She has multiple that she can have in the league, but this one right here, yeah, this is a rivalry. And the way that the skill level is matched, that's the thing, man. Like, Reese, she's a rebounder. She gets down in the paint. You know, I don't necessarily see her scoring and doing these crazy shots like Caitlin and Howard can do. And that's where the comparison should come at. That's where the real rivalry is at. You want a story, ESPN? This is your story right here. Get these two talked about.
Basketball at its highest level has always been as much a mental contest as a physical one. The ability to engage in competitive dialogue, to challenge opponents' resolve through words as well as actions, has been a core element of the sport since its inception. From Larry Bird's legendary trash talk to Michael Jordan's psychological tactics, top players have understood that true competition involves more than just scoring and defense. It's about mind games and emotional intent. By fining Clark for participating in this kind of competitive communication, the WNBA is effectively stripping away one of the most captivating aspects of professional basketball. They are promoting a sanitized version of the game, where players are expected to compete at the highest level while maintaining an artificial politeness that has no place in the heat of competition. This approach not only diminishes the quality of the game, but also works against the league's broader goals of increasing fan engagement and establishing itself as a major sports league. Fans don't watch to see players suppress their competitive instincts or hide their emotions. They want to witness authentic passion, high stakes, and moments of raw intensity that only emerge when players are fully invested and unrestrained. Removing these elements risks turning basketball into a sterile spectacle, undermining the very spirit that makes the sport exciting and compelling.
This is the reason not to watch the WNBA. Because we came there to watch basketball, right? Caitlin Clark was doing stuff where we were like, oh my God, look at the threes, the logo threes, oh my God. It was about the basketball. And instead, you know where we are now?
Where we at?
It's a bad episode of Basketball Wives.
Oh, no.
That's what we have.
Basketball Wives. Shout out to Evelyn Lazan.
Perhaps the most troubling aspect of this fine is what it reveals about the WNBA's underlying approach to promoting women's athletics. The league appears to operate under the assumption that women's sports must be inherently nicer, more polite, and less confrontational than men's sports to gain broader acceptance. This patronizing mindset does far more harm to women's athletics than any hard foul or fiery exchange ever could. The truth is, fans of women's sports crave the same qualities as fans of any sport: authentic competition featuring elite athletes who give their all to win. They don't want a sanitized version of basketball where players are expected to suppress genuine emotion and maintain an artificial politeness while vying for championships and career-defining moments. By fining Clark for displaying the same competitive fire that would be celebrated in male athletes, the league continues to uphold outdated stereotypes about women's behavior in competitive settings. This sends a damaging message that standing up for oneself, engaging directly with opponents, and expressing genuine emotion are somehow inappropriate for female athletes. Such backward thinking not only diminishes the current product, but also risks influencing young girls who aspire to pursue careers in professional sports. When players are penalized for showing resilience and competitive spirit, it implies that success for women comes with conditions that don't apply to their male counterparts. This mindset ultimately hampers progress and perpetuates limiting stereotypes.
And you know, she's getting a lot of heat for backing down from the Angel Reese situation, which in my opinion was the smartest thing to do, because I'm sorry, anybody that's saying that Caitlin Clark needs to like get into someone's face after something happens, they just don't understand the eyes that are on Caitlin Clark, and like anything she does gets scrutinized to like levels that, you know, the WNBA does not have. Like, she's getting a lot of heat for backing away from Angel Reese when Angel Reese kind of went up and like clapped back at her when she fell on the floor. And it's like, I think that was probably the smartest thing to do.
The $30.00 fine imposed on Caitlin Clark for telling Rhyne Howard, "I'm not scared of you," exemplifies everything problematic about the WNBA's current approach to discipline and player management. In a league that claims to champion strong women, punishing one of its brightest stars for showing the fierce competitiveness that makes professional sports exciting is counterproductive. This incident highlights a troubling pattern of inconsistent enforcement, where artificial harmony seems to be valued more than authentic competition. While players can participate in months-long social media campaigns that undermine opponents, direct on-court exchanges appear to be deemed unacceptable. Such a misguided approach risks sanitizing the sport and stripping away the qualities that drive fan engagement. The league's response sends a discouraging message about acceptable behavior for female athletes, reinforcing outdated stereotypes about how women should compete. Fining Clark for standing up for herself suggests that success for women comes with restrictions that don't apply to male athletes. Until the WNBA recognizes that competitive fire and emotional intensity are assets rather than liabilities, it will continue to undermine its product and the athletes who make it compelling. Embracing genuine passion and spirited competition is essential for the league's growth and for inspiring the next generation of players. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.